Welcome, Oak Grove Folk Music Festival family. We are happy to present our friends, Robin and Linda Williams.
Thank you. Thank you, Roz.
Well, Linda,
Well, Robin,
here we are.
it's
42nd year.
42nd year of the Oak Grove Music Festival, and we thought we should come out here and play a few tunes. And got Bill Francisco over here. He's been involved with the festival for a long, long time, and Brandon Collins and Judy with him. Judy
Collins.
Okay.
She's a famous star.
Oh, I didn't know. Okay.
She's a famous star. I'm glad you
can cut that.
I'm glad you mentioned Brandon Collins, because it was his mother, Margaret Collins, who one time came to us 42 years ago and said she thought that the Oak Grove would be a great place for a folk festival, and asked if we would be interested in doing that. And we, of course, said yes. You never said no to Margaret. And so we did it, and we came out here. So we'll be thinking about that first year, 42 years ago. It was John McCutcheon was here, Paul Jeremiah was here, Phil and Gay Johnson. They've all gone on to have life in music. We were here with our friend Peter Ostrushko. We got a bunch of friends together that came out and helped put the festival on. Some of them are still around here making the festival work every year. 42 years later, they're still here doing it. So we're glad to be here, and we will sing a song by Leonard Cohen. You ready?
2, 3, go.
Well, my friends are gone, my hair is gray, I ache in places where I used to play, and I'm crazy for love, but I'm not coming on. I'm just paying my rent every day in the Tower of Song. I said to Hank Williams, how lonely does it get? Hank Williams hasn't answered yet, but I can hear him calling all night long. 100 floors above me in the Tower of Song. Yeah, I was born like this, I had no choice. I was born with the gift of a golden voice and 27 angels from the great beyond. They tied me to the table right here in the Tower of Song. Now you can stick the little pins in your voodoo doll. I'm very sorry, baby, it don't look like me at all. I'm standing by a window where the light is strong. They don't let a woman kill you in the Tower of Song. Well, you'd say I'm grown bitter, but of this you may be sure. The rich have got their channels in the bedrooms of the poor, and there's a mighty judgment coming, but I might be wrong. You see, you hear these funny voices in the Tower of Song. Now I can see you standing on the other side. I don't know how the river got so wide. I love you, baby, way back when. And all the bridges are burning that we might have crossed, and I feel so close to everything we've lost. We'll never have to lose it again. So I'll bid you farewell. I don't know when I will be back. They're moving us tomorrow to the tower down the track, but you'll be thinking of me long after I am gone. I'll be speaking to you sweetly from a window in the Tower of Song. Well, my friends are gone, my hair about that,
How
Linda?
about that? How about that Leonard Cohen song?
About that, Linda Cohen. Started together, stop
Stop
together.
together, stop
A
together.
little announcement we need to make, ladies and gentlemen. Please turn your cell phones off. We know the little house rules we have here. Please turn your cell phones off and make sure you are socially distancing as you watch Robin and Linda Williams here at the 42nd annual Oak Grove Music Festival. It was a music festival. Now it's the Oak Grove Folk Music Festival.
Is it really?
And that's cool. That's very cool. We have because we're going to get into some real folk music here, or at least some folk artists here. This is a song with the Carter family in mind. Linda, you remember when we wrote this song?
I do, Robin.
It was.
I started it after we had been to Nashville to the, I don't know why we were down there. Oh, to play probably with Garrison at the Ryman, which was, here I am, I've got my Ryman, what do we call it, swag from the
Ryman.
From the Ryman.
The Mother Church of Country Music.
Country music.
That's
And,
right. We've been there. We played there. We stood on that stage.
And we were going to the Country Music Hall of Fame after the show that we did there with Garrison Keillor one time. And I saw these two, at the time, a display of Bill Monroe's 1927, wasn't it?
23.
23, Lord Lore mandolin was on display in the same case with Mother Maybelle Carter's guitar, which was about a 1927 L5 Gibson guitar, both Gibsons from the real era of the great Gibsons. And I don't know, we've always loved the Carter family, and when you think of...
And Bill Monroe.
And Bill Monroe,
we
of course.
love Bill Monroe.
And, yes. And those folks made it through the first Depression as musicians, the first Great Depression. So they come to mind the second Great Depression here. But this is a song that we wrote called Maybelle's Guitar and Monroe's Mandolin. 1, 2, 3, 4. Saw silver rain on cowboy hats and gold-plated Cadillacs at the Country Music Hall of Fame. Stuff that once was Willie's, Hanks and Webbs and Kitties, and all the stars we know by their first name. But the one display that took my breath away was Maybelle's guitar and Monroe's mandolin, standing there together like they were next of kin. Lord Gibson's from the past, side by side behind the glass. Maybelle's guitar and Monroe's mandolin. Well, Bill found his in a barber shop. really, no.
Oh, really? Stop. You don't have to do that, really. You can,
Really, no, really.
God, this is almost like a real gig. We have artists.
It's the first thing, we're so happy to be able to play for, you know, 2 or 3 people.
Our first gig of the summer, you know, the first gig, well, first gig since we had, we had them all canceled once, starting from March until now. So it's good. It's great to be back and doing what we do. We're finally getting used to being in one place. It took me a while to get used to the fact that I'm not going anywhere. The first month or so, I was kind of twitchy and itchy and nervous, and now I'm kind of liking the fact that I don't have to go anywhere. We just stay home. And the Oak Grove Music Festival, it took us, you know, 15 minutes to get here today. So it's like going to the grocery store for some people. So with them in mind, with the Carter family in mind, we're going to sing one of their songs.
Maybelle, AP, and Sarah Carter were the original Carter family. They're from down in Clinch Mountain, Virginia, down in Poor Valley, as they called it. And Maybelle was just an incredible guitar player. Nobody really has played, you know, she's made this up. She was originally a banjo player. And so she, that line that we sang in the last one about how she, her hand looked like a threshing machine. It's because she's just kind of flailing at the guitar, and yet was so precise and so beautiful at the same time. And so this is a song that they sang from an old parlor ballad called I'll Twine Mid the Ringlets. So we're going to do the original parlor ballad lyrics instead of what Maybelle and Sarah sang. AP. Get a little drink of water. It's a sad song. Probably the quintessential unrequited love song.
I live yet to see him regret.
promised to love. Through ill and misfortune, all others above,
I've lived as one and held misery to tell.
he left me no warning, no word of farewell. He taught me to love him and call me his flower. That blossomed for him all the brighter each hour. But I woke from my dreaming, my idol was clay. My visions of love have all faded away. My visions of love have all faded
Very pretty, Linda.
Yeah.
Very pretty.
I look the other way and let Robert take that part.
Good.
Now that part where you all hold that one line, that one word, that one phrase, like it's just an extra measure. It's just
Yeah.
turn into a puddle of goo.
So, you want to do two more?
Yeah.
Two more?
Two more.
We got time? We got time for two more?
Okay.
Well, you want to stay with the guitar, or do you want to just go to the banjo and then come back to the guitar?
Well, let's just go to the guitar.
All right,
Yeah.
good.
And then we'll stay, then we'll go. I don't know why those lyrics are so elusive
So,
sometimes.
our life just shifted in April when John Prine died. It was a real loss. I felt we didn't know John Prine, but I felt it
met him.
personally. We felt it personally, as if we'd lost a really good friend. And so, with him in mind, we'll sing this John Prine song off his most recent CD, which is a really good CD. And he wrote it after laying off from writing songs or putting a record out anyhow. And he put a record out of just amazing songs, and it was really good. It was inspirational, really, to see that a guy still had it, and he could do it, and loved to do it, and he was just so good at it. So we'll sing one of his songs here. We'll get in tune.
Yeah. So we
See
were,
these little things on the end of the guitar here, these little things right here? Guitar tuners, they've been around for about 30 years, and somehow or another, we made it through the first 10 years of our career without these, And just when our marriage was about to disintegrate because we could never get in tune before going on stage, these things came out. I'll never forget, Tom Paxton had one. And he said, "You ought to try it out, Robin." And I tried it out, and it worked perfect. And I said, "Here, Linda, try this out." So she tried it out. Now we don't argue about who's in tune anymore.
the end of the tuning wars.
But they take up the headstock here, and I got to take this off because I want everybody to see the Husson Dalton brand, the Husson Dalton guitar, made in Stanton,
Stanton,
Virginia.
Our friends Jeff Husson, Mark Dalton, and his wife Kim Dalton, who runs everything. Just
We
saw him the
could
other night.
talk about the Gibson company with this 80-year-old guitar here, but everybody knows about
You
Gibson.
know. This is a great song. Really, when I first heard the record, the John Prine record, I just was struck by how beautiful the chord changes go with the music, and it's very simple, but it's just beautiful. And so from the first album, we got his first album about after we'd known one another for about 6 months, and we learned every song on it, and he's been in our lives ever since. So,
You want
Summer's
to count it
in.
off?
Summer's in, came round the bend, just flying. The swimming suits are on the line, just drying. I'll meet you there for our conversation. I hope I didn't ruin your whole vacation. You never know how far from home you're feeling until you watch the shadows cross the ceiling. I don't know, but I can see it snowing, and in your car the windows are wide open. Come on home. Come on home. You don't have to be alone. Just come on home. Valentines break hearts and minds at random. That old Easter egg ain't got a leg to stand on. And I can see that you can't win for trying. And New Year's Eve is bound to leave you crying. Come on home. Come on home. You don't have to be alone. Just come on home. The moon and stars hang out in bars just talking. And I still love that picture of us walking. And just like that old house we thought was haunted, summer's in came faster than we wanted. Come on home. Come on home. You don't have to be alone. Just come on home. Come on home. You don't have to be alone. Just come on home. Oh, it makes me think of the Oak Grove Music Festival,
It does.
because there's so many times it's like a homecoming. So a lot of the people, even though they're not necessarily family, blood family, but so many people come every year, and it's like a little homecoming, and we always look forward to it. And
Now, for those of you who've never been to the Oak Grove Music Festival, and I hope this video, you need your banjo there.
I know, I'm going to do it right now.
For those of you who've never been to the Oak Grove Music Festival, I hope you give it a shot sometime. Right off here to my right is a beautiful stage that nestled among the giant oak trees that have been the for which the festival was named, for which the theater was named. And I look back on the lineup that has come to this festival over the 40 years. And it's just an amazing lineup of people. There are 200 seats here. So here's a small festival in which you get to see the likes of Townes Van Zandt and Guy Clark, some of the great bands, Tom Paxton, the greats of folk music and music in general. Those are just a few of the names. John McCutcheon has been here several times.
Jonathan Bird, I knew
Jonathan Bird, yeah.
Just love Jonathan Bird.
It's just kind of it's an amazing festival. It really is. And they make it work somehow or another. They make it work year after year after year.
It's a labor of love.
So
it's always meant the world to us, and we're glad that we get to come back and play it now and then. We'd like to come every year. In fact, the older we get, the more we want to come every year. So,
well, they kind of think of us as endangered species,
Yeah.
Linda, you know.
So
We're going to close out here. We're going to do one more song. And it's
kind of a rowdy song.
It's a Charlie Poole song. Charlie Poole's this great banjo player. He's actually a country music star before there was country music. All they knew is that here was this guy, this guy who worked in a cotton mill down in North Carolina and was a banjo player, and he went and recorded the song, and Don't Let Your Deal Go Down. And next thing they knew, they had $1 million seller on their hands. The record company was saying, holy cow, what is this? How come? We don't understand it, but if it sells 1 million copies, we want more of it. So
Also, there's all this happened in the first Great Depression. So once again, we pay homage to the history.
to the founding fathers of
Old-time music.
old time and country music. Maybelle Carter, Bill Monroe, now Charlie Poole.
Just a few of the greats. The song, but it's kind of the old Frankie and Johnny story as told by Charlie Poole. And we do it as a male-female duet, which it's fun to do.
Thanks to Jim Watson. We got this from
That's right.
Jim Watson and who? Jim
I
and
think he and Alice sang
Alice
on-
Gerard,
on
yeah,
his record.
exactly.
I was just singing with Jim.
Yeah.
We want to thank Patrick here for doing the videoing, and hopefully he'll clean up all the kind of stupid things that we've said. And Roz, of course, for getting it all together. Good to see Bill and Susie here, and Brandon and Judy. And gosh, all the thundering trees out there. It's just so beautiful to be sitting where I'm sitting. Maybe they'll take a camera and show you where I'm sitting. Anyway, we'll see you next year. Everything, good Lord willing, the creek don't rise. 1, 2, 3.
Frankie and Johnny were sweethearts. They had a quarrel one day. Johnny vowed he'd leave her, said he was going away, never coming home. Gone away too long. But I'm Frankie begged and she pleaded.
My loving Johnny, please stay. Oh, I know I've done you wrong, but please don't go away.
And Johnny sighed.
And Frankie cried. Oh, I'm going away, I'm going to stay, and I'm coming home. Gonna miss me, honey, in the days to come. When the winter winds begin to blow, the ground is covered up, you're gonna think of me. Wish me back, you're a loving man. Gonna miss me, honey, in the days they says to come.
Frankie said to her, Johnny,
7 million your hours done come.
underneath that silk kimono, she drew a 44 gun. These love affairs
Are hard to bear.
and I Johnny fled down the stairway. Said, well, Frankie, don't shoot. Frankie just came with that 44 5 times, went pretty deep too, and Johnny fell.
And Frankie yelled,
Oh, I'm going away, I'm going to stay, and never coming home.
gonna miss me, honey, in the days to come. When the winter winds begin to blow, the ground is covered up, you're gonna think of me. Wish me back, you're a loving man. Gonna miss me, honey, in the days they says to come.
rubber-tired hearses. Send for your rubber-tired hats. Take old Johnny to the graveyard, 'cause I shot him in the back with a great big gun.
Great big gun.
He tried to run.
He tried to
run. Send for 1,000 policemen to take me right away. Lock me down in that dungeon cell and throw that key away, 'cause Johnny's dead. All because he said, oh, I'm going away, I'm going to stay and never coming home. Oh, miss me, honey, in the days to come, when the wind winds begin to blow, the ground is covered up, you're gonna think of me. Wish me back your loving man. Oh, miss me, honey, in the days they says to come. Oh, I'm going away, I'm going to stay and never coming home.
That's what he said.
Oh, miss me, honey, in the days to come, when the wind winds begin to blow, the ground is covered up, you're gonna think of me. Wish me back your loving man. Oh, miss me, honey, in the days they says to come. Oh, miss me, honey, in the days they says to come. Thanks, folks.
Thanks so much, folks. Thanks for training. Be safe. Be careful. Wear your
Elk
masks.
Grove Music Festival, be safe.
Be back.